Greetings, fellow wizards, enchanters, witches, sorcerers. I'm Erik, Goodwyn. Just thought I'd share what's going on here at the Imaginarium lately. First, I got a hard copy of my book. Woo! Just arrived recently. It will be available for digital download on March 25th and print copy on April 1st. The link is, of course, in the description. Duh. But hey, stay tuned. We got more news on that. This is the author advance copy. On that note, I have started writing book 2 of The Raven's Tale. 9 books are in this series, all planned out. I am a plotter when I'm outlining, and I outline like crazy. But actually, when I'm writing, I'm more of a pantser, if that makes any sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense, but I say it makes perfect sense to me. So there we go. I may not have a video for you guys next week. I am going to visit the grandkids, and well, nothing takes precedence over that. So I will try to get a video up for you guys to enjoy. And we'll see what else is going on. I've got an upcoming seminar with the International Association of Jungian Studies. This is a really interesting one because the title of it is Why Are Jungians Writing Novels? And it's a conversation with Susan Rowland, Frank McMillan, and of course this guy. Jungian psychology is very, of course, closely tied, always has been, with myths and narrative. And for me, anyway, fantasy is a perfect tie-in because, you know, as Terry Pratchett said, our original stories were all fantasy stories, right? That's mythology. And of course, I've talked a lot about that on the channel here. But anyway, if you're interested in registering for that, you can check it out. It's a Zoom, or maybe I'm not sure if it's Zoom. Well, anyway, it's online. It's a webinar, and you can check into that. You don't have to be a member. You can just sign in. It's going to be focused more on narrative and storytelling and mythology, not getting too into the heavy jargon. As you know, I am very much about the mystical and the magical, but on the other side, I can put on the hat and be very hard science-ical. Neuroscience, psychoneuroendocrinology, genetics, all that kind of stuff. I write about that in my academic stuff. If you are a big egghead like me and a nerd, then you can check out a lot of that stuff on my website. If not, hey, that's okay. But for this conversation anyway, we're going to stay more with the art and the experience, which of course I love to discuss that kind of jazz here. I have a number of books I'm going to be reviewing here on the channel for the fantasy lovers out there. I have a pretty decent backlog of stuff that I've already read that I haven't posted any reviews on. So we'll get to see if you agree or disagree with my takes. I am super, super lenient when it comes to fantasy, and I'm also super nitpicky at the same time. So we'll see if you can make sense of that. I don't know if I can make sense of that, but we'll see. I've got several of the Malazan books that I've read, some really old classics, some brand new stuff that I want to share my thoughts on with you. But of course, always staying super positive about fantasy doesn't necessarily mean I think every book that's fantasy is perfect. My book isn't perfect, there's no such thing as perfect. So not to mention that everybody reads things and has their own kind of preferences and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, it's just kind of fun to talk about. So that's what I'm going to bring up pretty soon. Let's see. Last but not least, I've got another talk on the 21st of March. So the previous one I mentioned is going to be the end of this week, actually. So if you want to sign up for that, it's going to be on the 15th, the Ides of March. So sign up for that if you want to check that out. The 21st of March, I'll be delivering a online webinar on the Jungian analysis of toxic modern society. This is more serious stuff that I've been doing, although fantasies can be very serious. In any case, that is giving that lecture to a Jungian group in Sao Paulo, Brazil. So that's going to be really interesting. They have a very unique and very lively Jungian tradition down there in Brazil. And I do get to correspond with a number of those folks on a regular basis through my connections with the International Association of Jungian Studies and as editor-in-chief of the journal of that as well. So yeah, there you go. There's my weird and wonderful world. I've got academic stuff. I got fantasy fiction stuff. And it's just it's a wild ride for me all the time. I love it. So that's it. The dream gates have been opened. I've shared all the stuff with you guys, and I will check you guys out in the next video.